back. I'm Jay Weidner. This is the Smoke and Mirrors Radio Hour. Heard every Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 on the West Coast. And everywhere on the Internet. And let's see, where were we? Oh, we were talking about the difference between information and knowledge. Quite fascinating. It's almost like information is driven by quantity and knowledge is driven by quality.
Well, that's one way to look at it. And what in my studies, I spent 25 years studying with the shamans in the Americas, primarily in South America, because that's one place where the indigenous peoples were not eradicated. So in North America, the largest indigenous group are the Navajo, with about 300,000 members. And when I got to Peru, I found a country with 26 million people, and 25 million of them were Indians. And it was the white people that lived in reservations. Yeah. And I'm still going back to your point about information. But the tradition among the indigenous people is an oral tradition. So they tell stories. They communicate wisdom through stories. Our tradition is a book-based tradition. And we learn facts. And what you have is that at a certain point in history, facts, particularly with the invention of the printing press, facts begin to replace wisdom. And facts are simply information. They're somebody's take on what happened. If you read a history book written in the U.S. and one written in the Soviet Union about the same event, you find you're wondering if these people live in the same planet. So we live in an information society, but all of the information in the world does not give you wisdom unless you can apply it, unless you can do what the shamans refer to as growing corn with it. You've got to be able to grow corn with it. Otherwise, it's simply entertaining talk. Mm-hmm. And I can tell you a story of one time when I was in the high mountains of the Andes, just about 30 kilometers from Machu Picchu. We were up at 12,000 feet. And I was telling this old medicine man about chaos theory. And you know about chaos theory. And the butterfly that flapped its wings in Beijing and caused a tropical storm in the Caribbean. And when I finished telling him about it, he says to me, "Show me." And I go, "What do you mean, show me? This is quantum physics. This is physics." He says, "No, show me. If you can talk about it, it's because you can do it, can't you?" And I had a brand new PhD, a brand new doctorate, and he said, "Come on, show me. Flap your little doctor wings and heal somebody in India." And I said to him, "I can't do that." He said to me, "I can." So even though I knew all of the intricacies of quantum physics and chaos theory, I wasn't able to do it. And what the shamans understand is that everything that you read about in quantum physics, about there being no time and no space and influencing events in the future and creating the future and healing the past, it's all doable. We just simply get stuck at the level of information and theory and don't learn to practice. And, it's like trying to warm your hands in the middle of winter with a postcard from Hawaii. It just won't get you there. So ultimately, we're being taken back to the wisdom traditions, the ancient wisdom traditions, because they put into practice, even though they could not explain the biochemistry of it or the neuroscience behind it, they were able to do it. They were able to heal. They were able to perform miracles. Even Christ said, "Greater things than I have done, you shall do. Go teach and heal." So the great masters gave us the path, and it was the path of enlightenment. And this brings us back to an earlier conversation, where I was saying that in order to heal completely, you have to become enlightened. And the problem is that enlightenment has been hijacked by religion, when it's really a capability that we all have of living in this world in a powerful and meaningful way. And this is what the shamans do, and this is what we teach our students in the Healing the Light Body School at the Four Winds. We teach them to be modern-day shamans, to live an enlightened life, to live with peace and to find inner peace, and to live with compassion, and to live powerful lives, dreaming their world into being, and dreaming a more original and more creative world than than the nightmare that most of us are living in.
Yeah, that recalls Robert Lawler's work with the Australian Aborigines, who speak about the dream time and how everything that happens here happens first in the dream time. And this is the problem with Western man, is he doesn't understand that every thought, everything casts its shadow, is a shadow cast from the dream time. Mm-hmm. And so what we dream is what we become or what we are, which is really, in actuality, the secret to alchemy. In alchemy, the real secret isn't to turn lead into gold. It's if you can dream up the world where lead can be turned into gold, then you're an alchemist. And so turning lead into gold was actually the final test of the alchemist, to see if he truly could massage reality through the dreaming of reality.
Right.
And I think we are dreaming reality, actually.
Absolutely. And we live in a time and an age and a culture where the dream time has been stuffed into this domain of sleep. Yes. Where we have to go unconscious in order to dream. And the shamanic societies around the world they dream with their eyes open. They dream consciously. They're fully awake even while asleep, whereas we're fully asleep even while awake. Yes. So then we have to settle for a world that is being dreamt for us out of Washington or out of London or out of Moscow.
Hollywood. Yep. I completely agree with that. Go ahead.
So that's where it gets scary.
Well, yeah, whose dream are we dreaming? I decided a long time ago to quit dreaming anyone else's dream, and my life immediately improved, and I suggest everyone else do. But remember, whatever you wish for, you're going to get. So make sure whatever dream you're dreaming is a dream you really want to dream.
Absolutely.
Now, we're going to be back for the last segment. I'm talking to Alberto Villoldo. We're going to talk about Journeying Beyond Death, Infinity, and the new film coming out. It's showing all over the country and getting great reviews. I'm Jay Weidner. We'll be right back. Thanks for listening.